Welcome back to the 100 spin test. In today's episode, number 114, we're continuing our new approach of testing progressions as we dive once again into the murky waters of roulette strategies because I can't resist. You know the ones, strategies that sink faster than the Titanic hitting an iceberg. And we all know how that movie ends. Ever wonder if these so-called guaranteed wins can survive real-world distractions and cognitive biases? You're in the right place. Let's find out. Today's test is Sweet 16, from the May 16, 2025 episode of the Cruising and Craps YouTube channel. This one's a basic 16 number bet. Cover any 16 numbers of your choice. Since every number has the same chance of hitting, I'm just sticking with the creator's original 8 splits: 1 to 2, 4 to 5, 7 to 8, 10 to 11, 13 to 14, 16 to 17, 19 to 20, and 22 to 23. He changes his bets up. I can't be asked to, and every number has the same chance of hitting, so it's just button pushing. The progression is basic Fibonacci 1, 3, 5, 8, 11, and so on, reset on a win. Fibonacci progressions grow surprisingly fast, especially when you're chasing losses. They work best when covering 12 or fewer numbers, but here, with 16 numbers covered, a single win doesn't always recover your losses. We're testing this on an American wheel, so that's 38 numbers in total. With 16 covered, that leaves 22 losing outcomes, giving us roughly a 42% win chance per spin, and thanks to those lovely green zeros, the house still holds a 5.3% edge. For scaling and your sanity, I've set the unit size to 1 simoleon. If you land on a winning number, you win 10 times your unit on splits, so 10 on that first bet. It would be 20 if you bet on individual numbers. The roulette wheel is just one of several visual tools on this dashboard, included to track this strategy as it plays out. These visuals are here for transparency, so you can judge the data for yourself and follow the strategy's performance, good or bad. For full details on this test and past results, see the links in the description below.
Now let's speed things up and watch the progress. I'll be back at the end to summarize.
Not all roulette content is created equal. Some creators are just here to share a system, test a theory, or keep you company while the wheel spins. I've got time for that. But then there are the others, the ones peddling certainty. Selling systems that can't lose, backed by cherry-picked data and misleading wins. They're not offering strategy, they're selling hope to the desperate. And that's where I draw the line. There's a difference between someone sharing their experience and someone weaponizing optimism for clicks. This creator, he's not part of the grift. He's not promising miracles. He's just trying to make the ride a little more interesting. And there's nothing vile about that. My biggest critique of this strategy is the slope. Wins come slow and steady, but losses come fast and deep. Worse still, wins don't recover previous losses, they just pause the bleeding. It keeps the player behind the 8-ball. And yeah, I know we're not playing billiards, but I like the metaphor. This test proves the point. The outcome was atrocious, and it could have been so much worse. We had a streak of 10 consecutive losses, and another of 9. At one point, we were down over 1,100 units and had to place a 712-unit bet to climb out, and nearly had to do it again. I'm playing with fake money, using automation to stress test strategies and push them to their breaking points. We mostly recovered from those long progressions. But ask yourself, could a real person, playing on a real table with real money, handle that? Could they push through table limits, bankroll exhaustion, or the stress of betting 89 times their base amount? Let's talk stats. On average, it took 2.4 spins to get a win. About 68% of wins came within 5 spins, and 95% within 8. The standard deviation was 2.2, meaning there was noticeable variation. I mention standard deviation because it's one of the clearest indicators of how you're going to lose your money. A low deviation means a slow drain. A high one means a sudden collapse. This system was profitable for only 19% of the spins. The highest we ever climbed was just 22 units above our starting point. That's not growth. That's noise. As for the numbers themselves, we had 5 repeaters, 00, 17, 23, 24, and 35 each hit twice. The hottest number was 35, which hit 6 times. 0 and 7 followed, hitting 5 times each. Every number hit at least once. The cold numbers, those that only hit once, were 1, 3, 8, 12, 16, 20, 21, 31, and 36. There was one streak of 5 wins in a row, 6 of 3, and 5 streaks of 2 consecutive wins. There was one streak of 10 consecutive losses, 1 of 9, 1 of 6, 3 of 3, and 8 streaks of 2 losses in a row. Let's look at our rankings. We find Sweet 16 at 117th out of 137 on raw winnings or losses, and 134th on percent increased or decreased. Had we flat bet this, we'd only have been down 44 units. Keep in mind that casinos are profit-driven businesses. They're not designed to make you rich, but to take as much from your wallet as you're willing to give. So, never accept gambling advice at face value. Test any strategy you plan to use with whatever tools you have available. Look closely at whether the data used in demonstrations has been selectively chosen to create a winning narrative. Dig deeper, read and understand as many critiques of the strategy as you can find. Be cautious of creators who discourage questions or criticism. That's a glaring red flag. Remember, you're not a hater for questioning their methodology or being skeptical. If critical comments are missing from their content, consider whether dissenting voices may have been silenced by deleting comments that expose flaws or deception. Finally, many strategies might appear to work temporarily. However, any strategy that doesn't hold up over time isn't reliable, it's just luck in disguise. Adjust your risk and loss tolerance accordingly. As always, approach gambling advice with caution and skepticism.
Good luck until the next time.